Hello there.
General Kenobi.
Today we're looking at Book of Boba Fett, episode 4.
It's exciting.
So this time we open straight up with a flashback. Straight into the bathtub and then straight into on top of a bantha. So then he makes his way up to Jabba's palace and checks it out, decides there's too many guards, and then heads off home. And it's nice, we get to see this budding relationship with his bantha. And then we see the flares from Mandalorian whenever Din and the other bounty hunter guy are trying to take down Fennec Shand. And we then see the aftermath of Fennec lying in the desert. So Boba quickly takes her up and then puts her on the back of his bantha and begins his 3 to 5 day hike to save her life. So yeah, so he makes it to the group that we saw last week.
We assumed that he hadn't met them guys before, but
Yeah, he literally was there whenever your one was getting her wee neck chip.
yeah.
Yeah.
And cue some bantha, easy listening, play music.
Yeah, some excellent bass in the background, like as if to set up for what was coming next. It's this nice little kind of like synthy bass music in the background.
So, funny thing is that they are actually calling these guys the mods.
Yeah, they're calling them the mods.
And like literally was somebody watching Quadrophenia and was like, this is a cool idea.
Well, you see, what I think it was is, so they've obviously sat down and this has been just a one big long thought. And I was thinking, is this... So I think they were trying to look for, right, okay, how do we explain how Fennec Shand got her modifications? And she's like, oh, well, if we have like a group of modders that are out in the desert, it's like, mods. Mods. And then they went, because don't forget, Tatooine in episode 1 has a big subculture of like gearheads, essentially, for, you know, like the Bounty Eve pod race and things like that there. You know, it seems to not be uncommon. So I like that this has developed into not just the silliness of these guys are looking really out of place, but now there's actually a full subculture. It's kind of cool.
Yep.
And it makes sense as well, because it's like these are the whole storyline of Quadrophenia and stuff being about like working class subcultures kind of thing.
Yeah,
It's
the
like,
mods and the rockers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool.
But literally, I think somebody dreamt about Quadrophenia and was like, how can I bring this into Boba Fett?
So we see who is in charge, who is the modder, and it turns out to be Thundercat, which is awesome.
The music makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah, he pops around, and I fully believe that this is just one of his normal outfits. Like,
This is just what he does in the day-to-day life. They've just come in with cameras and just decided to film him.
He was just doing this by accident. They were filming at that time.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just dressed down for the occasion. So he has an old B2 battle droid hand from the Clone Wars, which is awesome. It's nice to always see things like that. He heals Fennec. Fennec wakes up. She's a bit confused about how she got there.
Also the fact that she's now a cyborg,
Yeah.
essentially. This stuff wasn't here before.
So Boba gives her kind of what he wants. He wants to get his spaceship back, and he says the name. He calls it a fire spray rather than the name Slave One. I've seen a lot of things about like, well, that's it then. The name is officially changed. I was like, well, I mean, if it changes, fair enough. But it's the thing of, I feel like a story is coming. I feel like there's going to be a story of why Django called it a Slave One, why Boba's changing it to something. I feel like Boba's going to change the name to something else, and I think it's going to fit in with the rest of his story arc here, because he's really gone from that kind of hunter, that guy who is the bounty hunter, the badass, the ruthlessness, to actually, hang on, we can save lives. We don't need to be killing a whole bunch of people. Like, we can be better, you know? I feel like that near-death experience twice has maybe opened his eyes to something, and that could be behind a new name change. So he asks Fennec for help. Fennec's like, you son of a bitch, I'm in.
That was easy.
Yeah. So we get up to the palace. Fennec starts scanning the palace, and Boba says bye to the bantha, and Boba is literally a Disney princess at this point.
Yeah. Like, he's trying to get the bantha to leave, and the bantha's just like, nope, I'm just going to sit here and lick your face.
It's so disturbing as well. Like, the puppeteers and that, like, what? That's clearly some guy's arm. wrapped in mucus.
I got to lick Bubba's face.
So we pop in and we see 2 droids. One from episode 2 and one from episode 6.
May I add, these droids are amazing, and the third one that we're about to talk about is also amazing. 3 amazing droids. I was impressed by these guys. But yes, we watch as Fennec decapitates the chef droid, and how his head just falls in the salad.
Oh, so brutal.
I can't eat this now.
And then the rat catcher comes in.
Oh my goodness, the rat catcher.
It's pretty adorable.
Oh. So Boba catches the rat catcher, and of course, instead of having to deal with Boba, the rat catcher just turns itself off. It's amazing. I love these 3 droids.
Feels like me on Monday morning.
Instead of dealing with things, just turn yourself off. The benefits of being a droid.
Yeah, so they spring the ship in a nice reaction sequence, and Boba tries his episode 2 tactic unsuccessfully whenever he tried it before on Kamino, taking a couple of shots at Kenobi. This time he's just got stuck to a wall. So they get it out, and Boba says, I've got scores to settle, where do you want dropped off? And Fennec says, you son of a bitch, I'm in.
Yeah. She clearly doesn't really have anywhere to go at the moment, so she's like, why not?
Yeah. So Boba says he's got a list of names, and he's like, check. We just see this ominous looking iron floating in the background.
Doesn't look like a very impressed iron. Like the face on the iron just like doesn't look like it's very approving of what Boba has been doing.
So he goes after the speeder bikes, completely annihilates them with just this intense face. Check. And then second name on the list is the feckin' Sarlacc pit.
And of course they approach the Sarlacc pit, and of course they have to go down a dark tunnel that they can't see anything in. Like in any good horror film, doesn't the Sarlacc just pop up and just try and grab them? May I add just the end of Scream. Come back for one final kill.
It's always aim for the head. So they blow the worm up with that fantastic sound.
Yep.
And Boba goes in, looks for his armor, can't find it obviously because it's not there. Then he outlines his philosophy to Fennec over a nice wee bit of fire. And that last line is, you can only get so far without a tribe. That's pretty good. So of course Fennec was like, you son of a bitch, I'm in. Then we cut back to the current day. Bob is now fully healed and he's ready to go. Fennec comes up and says the Mayordomo was singing like a yuzzum. So we switched to a scene like 40 years in the making with Black Chrysanthemum.
Who doesn't know when to give up.
Yeah. Black Chrysanthemum sitting at the bar watching Trandoshans, getting really, really pissed off at how much fun they're having, and all this celebration and stuff. Now don't forget, in the first episode we can kind of understand why Black Chrysanthemum's like this, because the first episode they offered what looked like Wookiee pelt as their tribute to Boba.
Ooh, you don't do that.
Yeah, not whenever Black Chrysanthemum's sitting beside you. And obviously the Trandoshans are known for hunting Wookiees. So this probably pissed them off too. And then we finally get it. And I thought for like a moment, I was like, oh, we're not going to get it. And then we got it. Unbelievable.
It is amazing. And then followed by the best line.
The most memeable line.
In the series so far, I believe.
Hit it, Max. So Boba hires Black Chrysanthemum for a job. And then the next scene, he meets the heads of the families from the trailer. Looking
around the table, I do believe that we have finally found out where Grinch's parents were from.
Because I'm green, isn't it?
So we meet the heads of the families. The Rancor makes a nice little disturbing growl.
Yeah, pops up. Hello there.
So Boba makes the ultimatum of, right, okay, I'll fight the Pikes myself, but you guys don't get involved and we'll see what happens. Now clearly there's something else. He's planning for something else. I think the end of this, I think he's going to take over the whole planet. There's some sort of D&D storyline in me is just saying that that's what's going to happen, and I think it's going to be the Tusken Raiders that do it for him. But also there's a big hint right at the end, because he says we need muscle, and he's having that conversation with Fennec and stuff, and he says he's got plenty of credits, what he needs is muscle. And Fennec says, well, you know, muscle's easy to find. She knows where she can find it. And then we get the sting from Mandalorian. We get Mandalorian music, which leads us to believe, are they going to buy some Mandos?
Maybe.
You know? So are we going to see Bo-Katan perhaps in the next episode?
Hopefully.
Or a bit of Koska? Who knows?
We can only hope.
We can only hope. This could be turning into pretty fun. So yeah, I'm glad that it's progressed. And the thing with this episode is, I feel like this was an awesome episode, but it could have been episode 1. You know, like this could have been the setup, because I don't know. I feel like we've kind of like this is where the interesting stuff is happening, rather than just shoehorning in the huts and then doing that whole thing in the first episode.
Yeah,
But yeah.
it still seems to be cramming a lot into a few episodes, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to seeing how it unfolds.
Well,
Well, that's about all we've got time for this episode. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you earned it, and check out some of the videos we've done in this one. And see you all next time. Bye.
Bye. Hit it, Max.